Hey Hylians! So it seems once again the excitement for Tears of the Kingdom has reached a peak. With the newest trailer we have gotten to see a lot more of this game, and so many more thoughts and theories are coming out from everyone on what they think might be happening within the game. But today I want to step back from theories and simply talk about a handful of things that I would personally like to see within the game. These may have little bits of evidence to back them up from what we've seen in the game already, but for the most part these are just some things that I feel would fit perfectly into this game, along with some things that I think would improve on what we had in Breath of the Wild. So I've come up with 6 of these ideas for you guys today. Why 6? Well, I couldn't think of enough for 10 and I thought of too many for 5, so 6 it is! And let's start with one I think most people might be able to agree on. I'm sure when it comes to the music in Breath of the Wild's soundtrack, everyone has a different opinion. When the game first came out, I remember a lot of dislike for the minimal style, and even I felt it was a little bit lacking. But over the years, I've really come to love the new style of the soundtrack and all of the music for all of the different locations. It's different from games past, but it fits Breath of the Wild, and it's lovely to hear. That being said, when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom, I want to see something new. Now, there's no problem with Breath of the Wild's music in any way, but I feel adding new music to old locations would be a good way to not only keep things fresh with the soundtrack, but to also add to the tone of the game. Nintendo have said that this game will have a much darker tone, more like Majora's Mask, and from the recent trailer it does look like some locations could be in a lot of panic, hiding away from hordes of monsters created by Ganondorf. Within my analysis video for the new trailer, which you should totally go and watch if you haven't already because I spent a lot of time on it, I suggested that the Sheikah may have gone into hiding. So imagine walking into Kakariko Village for the first time within Tears of the Kingdom, and instead of the calm, warm and comforting feeling of the original Kakariko theme from Breath of the Wild, you get a much slower, somber theme, maybe even using parts of the original Kakariko Village theme from A Link to the Past. It would instantly make you realise that something's wrong, something's different from Breath of the Wild. And let's make up a little scenario. What if the Gerudo, for whatever reason, chose to fight with Ganondorf again? Maybe to reflect this, a new version of the classic Gerudo Valley theme from Ocarina of Time could be played while exploring the desert, showing the land is more hostile, and bringing back a sense of nostalgia for people who played Ocarina of Time, as we know that theme plays when the Gerudo are a part of Ganondorf's army. I feel not every place may need new music, but I really hope that some key locations like villages could get new tracks to really add to the tone of this game, and to just be a nice treat for those of us who love listening to Zelda music. Oh, and I guess this can also go here too. Nintendo, please give us back some menu music. Having no music when starting the game works when opening it for the first time, but once you've played for a while and you come back to that opening menu, it just feels a little boring. So please, can we have a new menu theme, even if it's just something small? So Ganondorf is finally back within Tears of the Kingdom, and it's clear that we're all very excited to see him and what he'll do within this new game. One thing that I would really love to see return with him that I've missed seeing with Ganondorf for a while now is his classic Trident. This weapon first appeared within A Link to the Past and has since gone on to show in a couple more games, though it's sadly not used as much as I would personally like it to be used. In my opinion, the Trident is a much more interesting weapon for Ganondorf than just a big sword. It's something you don't really see used as a weapon that much. And that's why whenever it is in a Zelda game, I'm really excited to see it. But as I said, it's not used in every game, and it's not something that I'm really hoping for or excited for in every game. It's just a nice surprise when it does turn up. So why am I now so needing it to turn up in Tears of the Kingdom? Well, you may have forgotten, as it was a very long time ago now, but in the very first trailer for Tears of the Kingdom we saw this. A painting on the wall of Ganondorf riding a horse while holding his classic Trident. Showing us this, even if it's just a painting on the wall, got me very excited to see, And so if they choose to just give Ganondorf a sword after showing me this, I'm gonna feel pretty teased. Beedle! Everybody loves him. He's a character that has turned up within a handful of Zelda games now, selling us many different items on our adventures. Within Breath of the Wild, he returns once again, doing the same thing he's always done, selling us random stuff. While walking around Hyrule, you'll eventually find a stable, and while you're there, you'll find Beedle sitting or walking around. And that's the thing. He's walking. Hyrule is huge, and have you seen the size of that backpack? You can tell that he's struggling to get to each stable just before you do. The thing is though, in games past, Beedle has still been a travelling salesman, but in those games, he had transportation. So I think it's time in Tears of the Kingdom we give Beedle's legs a rest and let him sell his wares again from some kind of transport. And I think his transport should be able to fly, so he's able to be found in the skies, making it so we also don't have to keep going down to Hyrule if we need to get new stuff. And luckily, my idea for the perfect transport for Beedle just got shown off in this new trailer. It's time that Beedle gets his hot air balloon back from Spirit Tracks. If you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen me talking about this for ages now. Pretty much since Tears of the Kingdom was announced, I've been saying that Beedle should have his hot air balloon. And, well, showing it off in this new trailer has me asking for it even more, it seems. I love Beedle's hot air balloon from Spirit Tracks, and I thought it would be the perfect way for him to travel around the world selling his merchandise in Tears of the Kingdom, while letting the poor man take a rest. And so I don't care how it happens, whether he just randomly has a hot air balloon or if we have to make one for him, I really would love to see Beedle get a hot air balloon in Tears of the Kingdom. Now, I don't know about you, but I am tired of swimming around mashing the A button to pick up fish, or, even with how entertaining it can be, throwing bombs into rivers to kill them and get them. Fishing has been a part of the Zelda series now since Link's Awakening, and has turned up in almost every game since. With how much water is both in and around Breath of the Wild's Hyrule, the thought of actually fishing was something that came across my mind a lot while playing. It would be lovely to just sit in a random location and fish for not just food, but possibly materials. I think it'd be really cool if in Tears of the Kingdom we could find around the map fishing rods. These could be used as weapons like the random mops and spoons we could find in Breath of the Wild, but taking them to water would give us the prompt to fish. It would also be really great if we could use the rafts from Breath of the Wild, or new rowboats, or even make a boat in Tears of the Kingdom to sail around the ocean to find different types of fish. And also with the new Sky Islands and underground caves, there could even be different types of fish limited to those locations. You could even take this a step further and have different fish more likely to bite with different bait. You could use mushrooms, meat, flowers, and maybe even monster parts and gemstones as bait for different fish. It would definitely give a lot more ways to use all the random materials that you pick up on your adventure that don't get used for much outside of food and potions. Finding different clothes and armour in Breath of the Wild was a big thing while playing. Some items of clothing would simply have better attack and defense, but many would have interesting attributes that would become stronger if wearing the full set. It was a really fun little side thing to do, going around and finding all the clothes. And when the DLC for the game came out, we got even more clothes, most of them being based off characters from past Zelda games like Ravio and Phantom Ganon. But for myself and many others, this is when we realised something. There's a limit on the amount of clothing items you can hold, meaning you can't collect every single piece of clothing in the game at the same time. This is something that honestly really bugs me, even now, as I love going around and finding all the clothes. I love the DLC costumes that we got, and also the Link costumes that you could get with the amiibo. But sadly, with all of this, you can't hold all of them, which really sucks. I feel there should be a space for at least one of each item that you can possibly get, even with DLC and amiibo. I feel at the very least there should be a space for each possible piece of clothing that you can get in the game, including DLC and amiibo. It's a little thing, but something I would really love to see changed in Tears of the Kingdom, especially if all of the clothes from Breath of the Wild return along with new ones in this game. And staying on the same kind of path, why can we not fully upgrade stamina and fully upgrade hearts? I can see making players pick between health and stamina to have a little bit of challenge, but it's annoying at the end of the game looking at a health bar with a couple of hearts missing or a stamina that's not fully filled. I currently have no idea if the spirit orbs from Breath of the Wild will be returning, but I think it's a safe bet to say that the stamina will come back, and there likely will be a way to upgrade both it and the hearts. So I really hope this time around we can finally get a full bar of hearts and a full bar of stamina. Because looking at one that's complete and the other that's missing only a few pieces to be complete really bugs me. It was something I hoped would have been fixed in Breath of the Wild's DLC with some new shrines, but sadly not. So I hope this time around in Tears of the Kingdom we can finally get both hearts and stamina maxed out. So those are some of my random little wants for Tears of the Kingdom. Like I said, some of these are strictly just things that I would like to see, and others are more improvements on Breath of the Wild. But what do you think? Do you like the things that I talked about, and would you like to see them? Also, do you have any of your own small hopes of things that you would like to see in the upcoming game? Tell me your ideas down below in the comments, as I always love reading through them. Thank you all for watching today's video, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to give the video a like, as they are the quickest and easiest way to show me you are enjoying the content I create. And if you are new around here and want to see more Legend of Zelda content from me, why not subscribe? I focus mainly on the Legend of Zelda series, doing all types of different videos related to the franchise, so if you are a Zelda fan, I'm sure you'll enjoy the stuff I create. Thank you all once again for watching all the way to the end of today's video. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!